I used to play this game like any other. No team, no aim, no clue. When I discovered the finals, I was really captivated by the destruction system, the originality of the game mode, its environment, with an arena, commentators, spectators, and fascinating gameplay, and I continued to play it without really thinking about anything else. And like everyone else, I had to learn and understand these new game mechanics with the specializations, classes, and gadgets to master. So yeah, at the beginning, it was complicated, but thanks to my past as an FPS player, whether on CSGO, Valorant, or Battlefield, I always liked playing FPS. So I already had a certain advantage to improve and understand the game environment more quickly. But after about 10 hours of play, my vision of the game changed. I was no longer playing to have fun, but to win. I mean, it was my way of enjoying the game and having fun. I felt like a gladiator in an arena, satisfying the wishes of the spectators and the sponsors around us. I mean, again, that's exactly the spirit of the game. In addition to having the voice of the commentators, the atmosphere of the crowd, and the whole tournament system directly integrated into the game, it didn't take more to become a competitive beast. It was from there that I started to play the finals more seriously because of its basic competitive aspect. And yes, whether we like it or not, while being a fun game, the finals remains a competitive game, where glory and money reign within our matches. Having the most fans and visibility with our sponsors is our main mission, so as a competitive player, I am clearly in my element. But then after a year and a half of playing, where am I now? During each season, I had the opportunity to place myself among the top 500 best players each time, and sometimes even on several accounts. I also participated in dozens of high-level and the most popular tournaments, won some of them, obtained numerous places on the podium and in the finals of these same events, until signing with an organization, Pulsar, to start my esport career, and hope to play the major at the end of the year in Sweden. Yeah, a lot has happened in such a short time. So naturally, when I realized I was playing at a higher level than the average player, I quickly gained confidence. But I also understood a lot more about the game, and that's what helped me reach the highest levels and establish myself among the best players in Europe. In this video, I will show you everything I did to get to this level, and I will also share what personally helped me the most to consistently outperform my opponents. Let's start with one of the biggest things that changed how I approached the finals, actually understanding how each class works. When I started out, I was just picking classes based on what looked cool or fun. I didn't really understand the purpose behind each role, but once I took the time to really break them down, that's when I started making smarter decisions and winning more fights. Let's talk about the light class first. Everyone sees it as a flanker, fast, sneaky, hard to hit, but what really makes a good light isn't just speed, it's positioning and timing. You are not meant to be the guy diving into the middle of a fight, you are the one catching people off guard, disrupting backlines, or pulling off cheeky revives. The best lights know how to control space, they use ziplines, verticality, and specialization like cloaking, dashes, or grapples to stay unpredictable. You don't take fights head-on, you create chaos and get out. Then there's the medium, probably the most balanced but also the most misunderstood class. Most people think medium is just mid in every sense. Average speed, average health, average damage. But honestly, a cracked medium can carry any games. Why? Because you have utility and survivability. You can take duels while supporting your team with healing beam or guardian turrets or the dematerializer and the controlled objectives with some nade or mines. Like mediums are the zone controllers. You lock down spaces, win trades, and keep your team alive longer. Once I learned how to play medium properly, my win rate shot up. It's all about positioning, anticipating, and understanding your gadget's impact. And finally, the AV, the tank. At first, I thought AV was just about brute force, running in and soaking damage, but no. A good AV is about controlling attention, breaking lines of sight, and creating space for your team. With the charge and slam, the lock bolt, the RPG, the dome shield, the mesh shield, you are just not surviving or dealing damage. You are initiating fights, taking key angles, and denying enemy pushes. plus all your other gadgets like Goo Grenade, Barricade are game changers when used intelligently. So I stopped thinking of AV as a solo fragger and started playing it like a frontline leader. That mindset shift alone made me twice as impactful. So yeah, once I really understood the role and purpose of each class, I stopped fighting the game's design and started using it to my advantage. Picking the right class for your team composition, or even the enemy playstyle, can completely change your impact. And that's when you go from just playing the game to actually outplaying your opponents. By the way, if you want a video to explain how to choose a specific class, just tell me in the comment section and don't hesitate to like the video. Alright, this is something a lot of players completely overlook, especially when they are trying to improve. Your loadout matters, and the meta matters even more. If you're just picking random guns and gadgets because they feel fun, but you're getting outplayed consistently, you might not be the problem. Your loadout might be holding you back. So let's break this down. Every season, in the finals, certain weapons, gadgets, or class setups become more powerful than others. That's just how meta works. Some things are better, more efficient, or just plain broken. And if you are ignoring that, you are already at a disadvantage before the match even starts. I'm not saying you need to copy every sweetie composition and loadout, but you need to be aware of what's strong right now and why it's strong. There were times where I loved a certain weapon, but once I started playing in scrims and tournaments, I had to switch because it just wasn't reliable enough. Competitively, consistency beats comfort. For example, I was playing a lot with the AKM or the FCAR, but don't get me wrong, if I really want to kill everyone in 2 seconds, I just need to play the Cerberus. Okay, that's another gameplay, but most of the time, you will get engaged in close fights, and the Cerberus will be more useful than a FCAR or AKM. But at the same time, it's not only about strong items, it's how they work together. Because as I said, you just need to make sure you are using the gadgets and weapons that match your playstyle. Are you building for solo plays or team plays? Like, don't bring a frag grenade and a shotgun if you are playing too passive, and don't pick a vanish bomb or a clocking device if you are never flanking. Your loadout should reflect your role, your intention, and the playstyle. So how you keep updated with the meta? There is some different options. At first, just read the whole patch note. Every update, you will have a new patch note. You can go on the official Discord of the finals or the website directly to have a first preview of all the changes, but you can also watch some top players and teams on Twitch or some YouTube videos, what are their loadout, how they are playing, and just learning from all these informations. The more aware you are of the meta, the faster you will adapt. So don't sleep on your loadout. Don't just pick what looks cool, pick what's win, and then learn how to master it. Because at the highest level, it's not about playing harder, it's about playing smarter. But let's talk about one other important thing, because a lot of people think that just playing the game a lot is enough, but if you are not training with purpose, you are just reinforcing bad habits. We will start with aim. Aim isn't the only thing that makes you a top player, but it's the foundation. You can have the best game sense in the world, but if you whiff your shots when it matters, you are not winning fights. When I started taking the finals seriously, I realized I had to train like an actual competitor, not just grind mindlessly. So here's what I focused on. First, a solid aim warm-up routine. I used the aim lab and Kovacs for about 15 to 20 minutes a day. Then in-game I will play like 30 minutes in practice range against bot and a bit of team deathmatch as well, just to train my tracking and flicks. I made sure to focus on crosshair placement, pre-aiming, and aim control, especially with the weapons I used in tournaments. The goal is not just to shoot, it's to build muscle memory and consistency under pressure. And some players think they need to be cracked 24/7. But in reality, what makes a pro player isn't raw aim. It's the ability to deliver solid, reliable mechanics every match, even on your worst day. That's where consistency comes in. I stopped chasing highlight plays and focused on being disciplined. Consistent movement, consistent reload timing, consistent pick and angles. You don't need to hit every flick. You need to win more fights than you lose. That's what wins games. But also, there were a point when I felt stuck. I wasn't improving anymore, even though I was playing every day. And then I realized I wasn't reviewing my performance. I was just repeating the same things over and over. So I started recording my gameplay. After each session, I'd watch one match, just one, and look for mechanical mistakes. Bad crosshair placement, missed shots under pressure, poor peak timing, and once I spotted a pattern, I trained that specific thing the next day. So if you want to reach a high level in the finals, don't just rely on raw hours. Build intentional habits, train your aim, refine your movement, review your mechanics, and most importantly, stay consistent. Because it's not about having one insane match, it's about showing up focused and sharp every single time. But let's not forget, the finals is above all a team game. Because if there is one thing that accelerated my progress more than anything else, it was this. I started playing with people better than me. And trust me, it's uncomfortable at first. You feel exposed, you make mistakes, you get outshined, but that's exactly why it works. When you are always the best player on your team, you are not growing. But when you are surrounded by people who are sharper, faster, smarter, you are forced to adapt, or you will fall behind. That pressure, that's good for you. It teaches you things no solo queue or random matches ever will. Playing with better teammates taught me a different way to see the game. Faster decision making, more efficient team coordination, and especially how to shut up and listen. I started to hear comms that were calm, clear and useful, and I modeled mine after that. I watched how they rotate, how they set up some push, how they baited fights, and one trade. It was like unlocking a whole new layer of the game. Like, here's the truth. If your ego is too big to be the worst player on your squad for a while, you will never grow. I had to let go of trying to prove myself and focus on learning. Every mistake was feedback. Every death was a lesson. And if you are wondering how do I even find better teammates, there is some solutions. At first, the easiest one, join every competitive Discord and the community ones. Like you have Pro Hubs, you have the French community Discord, you have the Russian community Discord, you have maybe the Brazilian one, like you have every Discord in the world you need to find the best teammates for you. You can also watch some Twitch streams or YouTube videos and reach out to players you respect like that. But also the most important thing, like be open to feedback. If you listen and improve, people will want to play with you. The community of the finals is growing and the grinders know how to find each other, so don't hesitate. And now, let's talk about the final piece of the puzzle, something you can't really learn from ranked, aim trainers or solo grinds, that's the tournament experience and handling pressure. This is where everything gets real, because it's not just about how good you are, it's about how well you will perform when it actually matters. I still remember my first tournament in the finals. I had good aim, good game sense, but the moment that match started, my heart was pounding, my hands were shaking, I was second guessing every push, playing under pressure, that's a whole different game. And that's the reality of the competition. Even experienced players can break under pressure if they are not prepared. When you enter a tournament, you learn fast how to communicate under stress, how to make a decision with real stake, how to bounce back after a mistake, and how to keep your head in the game when the enemy team is destroying you. There's no pause button, no reset, and the players you are facing, they want to win just as badly as you do. And a lot of players think being clutch is some natural gift. It's not, it's a skill. And you train it by putting yourself in uncomfortable situations over and over again. I've played dozens of tournaments across EU and NA, and every time I learned how to handle pressure just a little bit better. Breathe, focus on the next play, not the last mistake. Keep your comms clean, even when you are tilted, and always remember you are trained for this. So yeah, when you've been in those high-stakes moments, when you've lost finals, clutched rounds, or made comeback wins, it builds confidence that not aim trainer ever could. Now, when I queued up, I don't just rely on mechanics, I rely on experience, knowing that I faced tougher teams under more pressure and still delivered. So if you really want to go pro at the highest level of this game, or just take your skill to the next level, get into tournaments. Even the small ones, the community events, bugs, anything that adds a pressure and structure to your play. Because that's how you go from just playing the game to actually competing. That's it. I really hope this video and my opinion on all this interested you. I tried to bring all my experience and an objective perspective on what really helped me progress over the seasons. So if you liked the video, feel free to share it with your friends, like it, and especially subscribe to the channel for more content. See you soon and good luck in the finals!